Hi, my name is Garrett Christopher, and this is my YouTube channel. This is Garrett's Sports Take. I also have Garrett's Movie Take and Garrett's Take. The Movie Take, I try and convince you why movies that I love should be movies that you love. And Garrett's Take, right now I'm in more of a serious mode, talking about homelessness. And I'm going to share something very, very revealing on that one. I'm going to record that here in about an hour or so. But yeah, please check into that. And with all these channels, please give me your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Love it and love the feedback. And also, please visit GaretChristopher.com. You'll find out more about me. I'm a self-published author. I've also got a couple of audiobooks out there. I've got a new book coming out here pretty soon. First part of a sci-fi series called The Takeover. I'm really excited about it. I just got done a couple hours ago doing another section of the audio book for that one. I'm going to try and release them simultaneously, both the paperback and also ebook, as well as the audiobook. We'll see how that times out, but I'm trying for that. In any case, all right, here's what we're talking about. This is part 2 of this particular rant. And what I'm discussing is if your team, and I'm taking all of them, I'm starting with the AFC, if your team were to go to the Super Bowl, who would you want them pit up against in that Super Bowl? And I know if you're a Jets fan, you have no aspirations of going to the Super Bowl. As a Dolphins fan, I really don't, but you never know, because I think they're going to have a good season in a lot of areas, defense being one. I think their offense, as far as receivers, Tua is a big point there. Or if Tua doesn't do well, what will the coach do as far as, maybe bringing in Mr. Brissett or something like that? In any case, we'll see what happens. But so I ended up with the AFC East and the AFC North in part 1. Let's talk about the AFC South. Let's go to the South. The Titans, who do you think? I wasn't rooting for either team, but I was kind of bummed as the game went on that the Titans didn't win when they played up against the Rams. What was that, back in the 90s? Or 2000s. Now I can't remember. I don't know. It was somewhere in there. Maybe maybe it was 2001, something like that, right? In any case, and coming so close, right? And I think for Eddie George, and I thought that, and I can't remember his stats from that game, but something about him and the way that team played, it would have been kind of cool for them to win that. So for that reason alone, I'd like to see them up against the Rams just to have that rematch, right? Different players, of course. There's no one still on the team. And I think the coaches are all different as well. But kind of cool to have those teams up against one another. The Colts. I don't know. I mean, back when Peyton was playing, that was kind of a fun thing. And of course, they won the one year. But I don't know. They're kind of a boring, I guess, team to me. And I'm sorry, all you Indy fans out there, but they just are. They're not like my Dolphins, flashy and wonderful. In any case, the Colts. Let's say Chicago. I have really no reason. That was one of the ones I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. The Texans. If Deshaun is still with the team. Now, at this point, there's still rumors about him being traded to my Dolphins for one of the teams out there. I hope that doesn't happen. But and I don't even know if he'll play one snap this year. But if Deshaun Watson plays this year, I'd like to see him up against Arizona because you've got a couple of two very acrobatic and running quarterbacks. I think it'd be a lot of fun to watch them go at it. And so I chose that matchup. The Jags, no chance at all. Because of proximity, I'll choose the Carolina Panthers. You got, Jacksonville, Florida, and then South Carolina is right there. So we'll say those two teams, very colorful teams. Again, neither team's going to make it, but for sake of, I'll tell you what, if those two teams were to go to the Super Bowl, I bet it'd have really low ratings. It's just my opinion. Okay, let's go AFC West. KC. Well, who do you think? Because they've got a chance every year to go to the Super Bowl. I think Seattle. That'd be kind of fun, right? Again, a couple of quarterbacks, very mobile, can make a lot of things happen with their feet. Not so much running the ball, but in terms of just like scampering and then throwing on the dime, to their receivers. That'd be a lot of fun to watch. KC and Seattle. I'd like that one. The Chargers. I'll go with the Rams. LA Chargers, LA Rams. Talking to a guy yesterday at work, and he was saying how he used to be a Chargers fan, but they moved from San Diego to LA, and now he's not a fan anymore. He's from San Diego and just the home roots. I don't know. How would I feel if Miami moved? If they moved to, I don't know, wherever, right? Somewhere on the West Coast, whatever. They moved to Oakland, the Oakland Dolphins. An ugly name. But in any case, how would I feel about that? I don't know. I think I'd still follow them, but I don't have roots to Miami. I've only been there a couple of times. I guess if you're from San Diego and your team leaves, you feel kind of like out of it. But your city didn't want to do a new stadium. And SoFi, from what I hear, I haven't been to the stadium yet. I haven't even driven by it yet. It's pretty awesome. So if you got that chance, I think you do that. Anyway, LA Chargers, LA Rams, be kind of cool. LA. That one I think would get some pretty good ratings. Um, the Raiders. You know what? I'll go Dallas. So I was listening to Colin Cowherd the other day, and they were talking about his co-host, Joy, I think is her name, was kind of going over the top franchises. Dallas was number one, and I think the Raiders were somewhere in there too, in the top five perhaps. So just for that market alone, I was kind of bummed my Dodgers weren't up there somewhere. They weren't even in the top 10, I don't think. Any case, so Raiders and Dallas, just for that, because I don't think you'd have any Raider fans that also root for Dallas or vice versa. I think they're pretty, those fans to me, yeah, I think they zone into their squad and that's about it. So that'd be kind of cool to watch those. I think the game itself wouldn't be all that exciting with this, team of players right now, but just to have those two franchises go up once against one another would be kind of cool. And finally, the Broncos. This was another one I was just kind of like, okay, the Broncos who? Because it's like, yes, they did finally choose a quarterback for this year coming up, and that's good. But how is it going to be? I chose the Eagles. For what reason? I don't know. The Eagles seemed like as viable a good opponent as anyone else in there. Just for sake, I wouldn't watch the Super Bowl, but that's just me. In any case, those are my kind of fantasy picks. Right now, I'm trying to think of maybe another topic because we're still a couple of weeks away from the season, and that's when I'll get into talking about who I'm going to choose. I'll let you know my picks for that particular week each time. Maybe this time go around, I'll if I can't choose another kind of topic here for this fantasy rant, maybe I'll get back into baseball a little bit. We're up at about 4 or 5 weeks away from the end of the season. My Dodgers are still 2.5 games behind the Giants. The Giants will not lose. They will not lose. And when they do lose, the Dodgers lose. It's very irritating. Friday night it was that the Braves had come back, beat the Giants. I thought, yes, we're going to pick up a game, and we lose 4-2. I'm sorry, to the Rockies. Really, the Rockies. I guess the Rockies can be maybe the only team in history that's going to have the best winning record at home and the worst losing record on the road. But that's always been the case with Colorado, right? How do you build that team? How do you do that? I remember way back in when they first came into the league, Dante Bichette, Andres Galarraga, and those guys, it's like, just bang the heck out of the ball. Yeah, but when you go outside of your stadium in the thin air, it's not quite the same. They're still great hitters, Larry Walker, all those guys, but it just wasn't the same. In any case, we'll talk about that later. Maybe I'll make that a topic for next one up. Thank you so much for checking in. This was part 2 of my rant talking about fantasy Super Bowl matchups. Hey, please visit, again, GaretChristopher.com, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Take care. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.